Studies in Starehe Girls. So before I start, I'd like to ask Atosha if she can project my slides, or I see if I can do it on my side. Atosha, do you have them?
I can download them in a second, then I...
Yes,
doing
those ones.
You can see them?
Yes.
Yes. So, there you go.
So yes, as I was
go to
saying,
the
I'm
next.
glad. Yes, go to the next slide. Yes, so as I was saying, I'm an alumni, I'm part of the group, and I'm also glad to be part of the speakers today and part of the community as well. Again, my name is Regina Chepto. I'm an alumni of Young Women's Engagement and also Umurage Growth. I was also part of the Global Grassroots Group, that the cohort of 2019. As I said, I joined Umurage Growth through Education for All Children. This is an organization that sponsors bright but disadvantaged students from Kenya. So I joined IFAC from my Form 1 to my Form 4 and also throughout my campus school until I finished my 4th year. So during my fourth year in high school, there was an application that was given to us through IFAC. And the application was to join the Young Women's Academy for Conscious Change through Global Grassroots. So I applied for it. And gladly I got the opportunity, and I became one of the cohort of 2019. We managed to go through Uganda. That was my first time in Uganda. And I have to say that I really loved that country because it made me fat. Uganda, really, I loved the food. I loved the people, the hospitality. Throughout the training time I really had a good time in Uganda. I made good friends. Some of them are here, some of them I know are not here, like Emanuela, Marcia Bear. I made some good friends there. So yeah, our first engagement, we had our training in Uganda, where we were taught about problem solving and also coming up with a solution to the problems. Fast forward, I went to court after that, and I implemented a project that was supposed to create awareness about genital mutilation, because in West Pokot, almost 74% of the girls and women have undergone FGM. And also like 36% of the girls have undergone teenage pregnancy. That means the county itself is second nationally in the rate of teenage pregnancy. So that is a big problem in my community. So I started, then I didn't register the organization. It was just like an awareness program initiative. So these photos that you can see from the screen, this one was during our graduation. After the training and then graduation, the first one was with Emanuela, the second one was with the group. And then after that, we went to Global Grassroots, closed their operations in East Africa. So the organization shifted to Umurage Growth. And after that, Umurage called for proposals, and I applied for the proposals. And I was among the few to get the funded by the Umurage Growth. So that is when I registered our organization as Jenga Jamii. So as you can see, Jenga Jamii is an organization, a community-based organization in West Pokot. We dwell in themes such as women empowerment, active health, and climate resilience. So our program started with the Young Women's Engagement, that is through Umurage, call for proposals, where we wrote and also we got the proposal. Fast forward January this year, we registered the organization formally as a community-based organization, and we started our operations in January. Most of our work, we involve the youth, and also we involve women and gender-based violence survivors in sexual health, reproductive classes, and also we do economic empowerment. And through the two, we merge also things like climate resilience and so yes, we have also, through Jenga Jamii, we have also forged partnerships in West Pokot and also in the international space. Right now, as Jenga Jamii, we have collaborated with organizations such as Declares Kenya, that is a CBO also that is national in Kenya, and World Vision, and also organizations like the Danish Youth Council and Alternative International, that is a party in Denmark that does things to do with advocacy, and they're also passionate about climate resilience, especially in the marginalized areas. So please go to the next slide. Yes, so from the map, you can see West Kenya. Kenya is a country that has 47 counties. And from the 47 counties, West Pokot is among them. And West Pokot is in the northwest side of the country. And the region, it is branded in red. It is in red. So West Pokot is a really not that large county, but it's also a county that is faced with issues in terms of climate. Most of it is semi-arid and also marginalized in terms of terrain. It is a hilly area, so most of the times there are no amenities such as roads, hospitals, infrastructure. In terms of education, a few of the girls have been able to access education. And in the rights perspective, there are issues such as female genital mutilation, which is very prevalent in West Pokot, and also teenage pregnancies, considering the level of literacy is very low in West Pokot, and also the issues about access to roads and access to schools. That is also a problem in our area. And coming through the problems, I was among the few people who have been privileged enough to access education from the region. And for me, that was personal because in class 6, I used to witness my classmates. They used to drop out of schools. And I was wondering, why are they not coming back? We leave at a school closing. The next time they're not there. And then I kept asking myself, why are my friends not coming back to school? And then I realized there's some practices that are happening in the communities. Girls are being forced to get married when they're young. Girls are being forced to drop out of schools. And, once you're circumcised or once you're cut, you're ready for marriage. And most probably you'll get married to a man who already has a wife. So probably you'll be the second or third wife. And I felt like this was an injustice to the girls because these are people who have dreams. These are people who have things they want to achieve in life. And that is why I started Jenga Jamii. Jenga Jamii in Swahili, it's a Swahili word that means Jenga means build and Jamii means community. So Jenga Jamii means building communities because I believe building communities means targeting the vulnerable people in the community, which involves kids and women in the community. Yeah. So please go to the next slide. So yes, Jenga Jamii started this year. And I have to say that I am so grateful for Rose, for Tonze, and for Murage Growth for really directing me towards my purpose, because if it was not for Umurage, I would not have discovered who I was. For me, I think community work is very close to my heart. I really like impacting other people's lives and making other people's lives better, especially solving problems. And I believe that I am the leader, that I am the change and the leader that the community needs. And through Jenga Jamii and our initiatives that focus on gender equality, social justice, and climate resilience, we will achieve this even if it takes quite some time, because change is normally not immediate. It takes a lot of time. So as Jenga Jamii, so far we have reached 2,000 plus beneficiaries through our targeted initiatives under the theme areas that I just mentioned. This year, we also reached around 930 adolescent girls across 3 schools. That is Murpus, Murkujit, and also Ortum girls. We conducted several meetings with the girls and also one debate that focused on open dialogues in terms of making conversations around teenage pregnancies and sexual reproductive health and gender-based violence among the girls, because these are things that they are not normalized in our communities. Actually, in our community, it's like a taboo to speak about sexual reproductive health and also things that really affect the girls. And I feel like these conversations should be normal. They should be normalized in our community so that our girls should know what benefits them really and what does not benefit them. So far we have reached 930 adolescent girls in 3 schools through sexual reproductive health sessions and also empowerment sections to really boost their confidence and make them see the importance of education and staying in school. The other one is we have planted 300 trees while engaging women and girls as environmental champions. During our sessions, even if it is economic empowerment or sexual reproductive health, we normally plant trees. And also during we observe the UN national days, that is things like International Environmental Day. So we plant trees. So far we have planted 300 trees. Our target is more than that, definitely for the year, but we are on the way. 300 is okay for us at the moment. Again, we have distributed around 120 sanitary kits to girls. This is also another problem that contributes to teenage pregnancies in West Pokot is lack of access to resources. And period poverty is a big thing here because poverty is also a problem here because girls can't access sanitary pads, and sanitary pads are somehow expensive, and there are also distances to get to the areas where they are sold. So most of the girls decide that it's better married to just go over this barrier of menstruation and everything. Menstruation is seen as a curse. So I feel like providing the resources to the girls will somehow make them accept their situation and also see it as a positive thing and as a feminine thing, because menstruation is also a blessing to us, not a curse as the community sees it. The other impact that we've had in the community, we have facilitated psychosocial and sexual reproductive health sessions for teenage mothers and caregivers. We work with shelters. In West Pokot, we have shelters for girls who have undergone FGM or girls who have escaped from FGM, and also mothers who are teenage mothers and they really don't have spouses. So most of them, we support them with counseling and also like bringing that conversation so that they can first accept the situation that happened to them and also like work in groups of people who share the same problem so that they can come up with solutions on their own and also they can feel seen by the people in the community. We have also empowered 150 women survivors with financial literacy workshops. We teach about budgeting, business plan, and also entrepreneurship among these women, and making them understand that it is good for you to be independent and not depend on men or other people in the society, because once you depend on others, you're not really free. You need to be free in terms of your finances because some things you really can't ask. Simple things like money for sugar or money for matchsticks, those are things that you should be getting on your own, not just relying on people. So we teach about independence and entrepreneurship. The last impact was we supported also a debate in St. Elizabeth Girls Ortum, which involved around 500 girls. That is the same thing as fostering conversations around sexual reproductive health and making them feel that they are also part of the solution by involving them and listening from them. The debate was so inspirational for me because I could see the girls' passion and their dedication towards being part of the solution in these things that really affect us in the community. Please go to the next slide. So yes, as much as for me, Jenga Jamii is so personal, by the way, because a time like this last year, I didn't envision it as it is right now. I honestly didn't think I will be this far by now. By this time last year, around this time is the time I knew I got the grant by Umurage, and I really didn't see myself this far. I have to say I'm so grateful for the journey and for the milestones, because through Jenga Jamii, also my personal achievements, I have achieved a lot through Jenga Jamii. The first one is, I hope you guys can still hear me. I hope I'm audible. So the first personal achievement that I got after starting Jenga Jamii was the recognition from an organization called Collaborative Approach. This is an organization that fosters collaboration among grassroots change makers, and they identified me as the top 40 climate change makers in Kenya, and also the top 10 in the northwest region of Kenya. This was such a nice way of appreciating my work. I felt seen. That was the first time I felt like whatever I was doing was actually bearing fruits. So we went for a boot camp in Kakuma, that is Kakuma refugee in Turkana County, that is Lodwa. I had the opportunity to meet fellow change makers from Eldoret, Kakuma, Turkana, Lodwa, and also West Pokot. And for me, it was an eye-opening experience to see that other change makers are also putting in the work to ensure that we are solving the problems in our communities. Because for me, right now, I feel like the youths have a lot of potential in changing the face of Africa and the face of our counties and our countries in respective. So the other one was I was awarded recently. Actually, that was a nomination by Umurage. Again, I'm grateful for Rose and I'm grateful for Tonze. They reached out to me and asked if I was okay being part of the nomination team, and I was so excited because they saw me, they saw my work. Because as young change makers, it is really hard to be recognized because you feel like actually there's also that mentality that you're not doing enough. But again, if people recognize the small that you do, it makes you feel seen, it makes you feel recognized, and that actually pushes your passion towards dealing with things in the community. So I was awarded the 2025 Women's World Summit Foundation Prize for women's creativity in rural life. This one was in October, this same month. I got the opportunity to receive around $1,000 from the same organization in Switzerland. And actually, this felt so nice because this also gave me an opportunity to give back to Murage and also give back to Jenga Jamii, because the funds I will get from it, I will also put it back into my organization and also increase our impact and reach. The other one I was voted for as the IFAC Alumni of the Year. This is yet to be revealed, but yes, my colleagues have voted me as the Alumni of the Year in recognition of my work in the community, and I'm also grateful for that. The other personal achievement was recently I was in Denmark for around 10-day engagement with the youth in Denmark, and also to learn about the advocacy and the agricultural landscape in Denmark. I learned a lot about biodynamic farming, which I think is very important in our context, because we need to use the local resources that we have. And for me, it was such a motivation to see people in Denmark using a small piece of land and also getting a lot of produce from it. That really motivated me to come and tell our people that we have a lot of land. We need to utilize whatever we have. We need to utilize our local resources to get a lot of produces from it. And from that, it actually gave me a motivation to come and start farming back at home. I'm in the process of tending to a piece of land and also coming up with a biodynamic farm, and also a learning site for the youths and the women in West Pokot. The other one was I have facilitated multiple sessions with women and youth in agriculture. Recently, I've done several sessions with youth and also stakeholders. That is under Declares Kenya and Alternative International. This is a party in Denmark that is doing a project in West Pokot called Strengthened Accountability for Climate Action. That is under Declares. But I was part of the delegation team that went to Denmark. Please go to the next slide. Yes, the key project achievements. I cannot talk about Jenga Jamii I cannot talk about myself if I don't mention Jenga Jamii. So the first thing we have achieved is strengthened partnerships with schools. We have so far worked with more than 4 schools, and also community members. That includes stakeholders like teachers and also women in the community and local organizations. We have worked with several organizations so far, such as Oral Health Mashinani. That one is also a community-based organization in West Pokot that deals with oral health. And Declares Kenya, an advocacy group that advocates for inclusion of youth in terms of policy development and also climate action. The other one is we've empowered girls and women through education, livelihood, and advocacy. We have also strengthened community engagement through a commemoration of UN International Days. Recently, we had our day, that is World Menstrual Health Day. We celebrated it through holding the debate at St. Elizabeth Girls' School. We targeted almost more than 500 girls, that is those aged between 14 and 18. We also held our World Environmental Day in partnership with Oral Health Mashinani, where we planted more than 200 trees. And we reached more than 100 students and also made them aware about the importance of conservation, environmental conservation. The other one, we've also equipped girls with sexual reproductive health knowledge, GBV awareness, and life skills. Because the main issue, that if you look at the problem tree of teenage pregnancy in West Pokot, most of it is about awareness and knowledge. And if we equip more girls with knowledge about their bodies, about their decisions, they'll be more confident in deciding in things that are very important in their lives, such as education and marriage. The other one was we have contributed to environmental conservation through planting 300 indigenous trees. We emphasize on indigenous trees because right now there's a lot of biodegradation in terms of cutting of trees that were initially there. So we emphasize on indigenous trees that literally have they are adapted to the climatic conditions of the area, so they grow better in our specific areas. Yeah, please go to the next slide. Yes. I will have to say I really didn't, I was a newbie in this stuff because once I started Jenga Jamii, that is in December when we started the process. And then, yes, Jenga Jamii was there even in 2019, but it was not really branded as Jenga Jamii. But right now, we started it in December, and then January. I have really learned a lot throughout the process as a leader and founder of Jenga Jamii. Number one is that change is communal. You cannot really bring change if you only involve women. You cannot really create change if you only involve yourself. You have to involve everyone in the community. That includes men and boys. If we are talking about female genital mutilation, if we are talking about early marriages, who are the people making most of the decisions in the community? That is the elders. And these elders are men. So you have to involve men in things that are very crucial to women's health. So for us, I feel like I have learned that I cannot create change on my own. As long as I have the support of
Is Regina, is the internet issue or it's me?
No, I think it's Regina. Me too, I cannot hear her.
Oh,
Maybe we lost her. Was she on the last slide?
she was on the ice slide. So I think others, they can read verbally right now. I can share the screen.
Yeah.
And if she comes back within a few minutes, you can ask her questions. So those are the lessons that she has learned. We see that she said that change is communal, involve men and boys in the solution. Do not do it alone. Ask for help when you're stuck. It eventually gets better. Consistency and commitment is the key. Lead from within. That's one of the capacities of conscious social change. Be visible. You utilize social media to showcase your work. I think this is something that Regina is very good at. If you check her LinkedIn, for sure she like exposes and shares her work very well, and I think it has really exposed her work. She's saying have a plan, lay out smart goals, be active, and explore collaboration and partnership. And the ninth one is challenges. We see that there is cultural resistance, careful consideration when dealing with sensitive topics, limited support, resources needed to expand programs and ensure maximum reach, difficult terrain, weather and climate conditions as she deals in agriculture. I mean, climate change and supporting women in agriculture. There is also emotion burnout. Keep track of your achievements, however small, keep goals in mind. So the 10th one, those are pictures. I guess I don't know. I cannot explain them for sure, but they look beautiful. Yes, and that is a thank you from Regina. For sure, we know we have been with Regina, those who studied with her. Regina is one who has utilized this opportunity of expansion project. Regina has grown big in this project, like all the opportunity, all these achievements she's sharing. I can testify that they have come through this expansion project. It has come through this expansion project. I can testify within 1 year. So I think we can learn a lot from her. That's all from Regina. I don't know if she's back with us. And if not, I'll stop sharing. Once she comes, we can ask her questions or we can put them on WhatsApp. She will respond to them. Or comments. If you want to say thank you, if you want to encourage her, if you want to say something, please type it on WhatsApp. She will find it on the WhatsApp platform. Thank you. Any question? If there's no question, I'm going to welcome Akuti to share with us her presentation. Thank you, Akuti, as you take over because even time is against us. So send your questions on WhatsApp, comments. Thank you to Regina on the group WhatsApp. Akuti, are you with us? Yes, and Akuti, I would really request you to also be brief as possible, because the time is against us and we want to keep time. We have Joanne there. We also want to hear from her. Thank you. Akuti, you're sharing your screen. But I cannot hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, I hope I've unmute now. Hope you guys are getting me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So my name is Akut Majakwe. I am alumni of 2023. That is that from Global Grassroots. I think all of us must know that story. And then I'm currently studying Makerere University in my final year, studying business administration. So that's about me. So if I can say, I don't know whether I should first bring my story what or just go straight to my presentations. So like in 2023, when I became one of the alumni of Global Grassroots, that's where we started. So I implemented a project called, I named it that time Jonglei Duke, and I implemented in South Sudan. So I would connect my beneficiaries for vocational training. I gave them the skill I had, the mentorships on various topics. So from that time, implemented it for like 7 months. and then I made the report. Then finally I joined university in 2023, August. So when I joined university, yeah, I was just focusing on education and all that. But 2023, 2024, I think that was September, there was that project expansion that came with human rights growth. And then I became one of the people that was to expand the project. And indeed, I now name it Landly Tribe Initiative Program. And currently it is registered in Buale refugee settlement in Kiadongo district. So currently we possess certificate of registration and certificate of operation. And at this point in time, we at memorandum of understanding with Window International Uganda, because that's that's an organization that deal with education related thing, because our initiative is part of education. So the refugee in the OPM, that's the office of the Prime Minister, they said you cannot operate without first having memorandum of understanding with these people. So that's the batch we are in currently. So our achievement in regard to our projects are the certificate of registration and operation. We have registered, we have the bank account, which is having our money currently. Then we are at the point of MOU with Window International. Those are our two certificates for registration. And so the lesson I've learned in regard to my project are that responsibility and accountability for resources. So before, like, I couldn't know that, yeah, I can handle that. But ever since I became member of this Umrach, I am more accountable for everything, every single thing. I have to make sure all the receipts are there. Everything I do, I am very steward about it. Then again is the teamwork. The teamwork is that I was able to come up with a team where like 6 people. So that's our team. And with this team, I can be here and then they'll go to the camp and follow up the whole process. We will travel to come like 5 times in the due course of the hour ever since we started, because we have issues with bureaucracy and a lot of stuff. So that's why we have not actually achieved so much about the operation, because we cannot start our activities without being fully allowed to start. Then another lesson I've learned, the legal compliance is in the refugee settlement, that you cannot start operating. Remember, these are vulnerable group of people, and most times they are being cared for. So you can start operating without following legal procedures. You have to go to the OPM, you have to go to the camp shaman, you have to go to the education uh, uh, people who are in charge of education in refugee, all these people. So that's one thing I've learned. Another thing I've learned is networking. In the due course of operation, we are networking with people who are helping us. Sometimes we don't know like what next. We go and they be like, we need this thing. We feel like we have fulfilled it. Again, they come and say there is this other thing since we are just starters. So another thing I've learned personally is trust. Like, I'm able to trust these people I'm working with, and even trust myself and trust women, right? Like, that's something I've learned. Then the sacrifice. Sometimes here we have to go. Like the one I put as the CEO, I have to go sometime and sacrifice the lectures. And one of my committee members was one time able to travel with his money to the camp. And in the due course of even registration, our first grant was 400, around 400. But then the registration cost around 600. And that time we actually broke, but we had to sacrifice some money to make sure it is registered. And then lastly, in the term of the project is the patients. We started registering it. I think we registered it in March, April there. But just now, even up to now, we are not operating. So it has told me patients. Sometimes I feel like I want to bust. Why is it that these people are not allowing us? Today we feel like we have done this, And again, they said they need this one. Now, like for MOU, recently, the one I put as CEO have troubled. He came back 2 days ago, and they say again that there is need for work plan. Yet we have everything. So there's a way they want it be, and then there's one format for home rush, and then there's a way those guys also need it to be. So we are trying to comply with everything and match all these things because we have to feed all the interest to make sure we operate. So I have learned a lot of patience in these things. So like personal progress, me as a could. So that's about the project. That's the point I am in. So personal progress ever since like came to university, there's nothing much I've actually ventured, but I can say I've ventured so much in leadership and exposure and just serving. So currently I serve as Guild Representative Council International Students. So these are who are coming, who are international students in Macquarie University. So I represent them in the Guild House. I represent them at university level. I make sure like I speak on their behalf. I serve them. So this has exposed me so much to meet so many people and to serve and just get to know the diversity within around and understand the humanity. I also serve as Duffy, president for Market Duffy sponsored students. These are people who are sponsoring me, the Window Trust, called Duffy. So serving with as Duffy president have helped me so much in like I coordinate with the office, I talk with the student, I bring the insurance card, I coordinate, and right now I'm at the point of organizing 3 days outreach that have scheduled it to be in October. It's not October, December. It's going to be 3 days in Bidi refugee settlement. And here, like every time any concern they raise it, I take it to the office. I'm supported. I support. So it's where I've really felt like I've served so much. And then the other part is being a class representative for my program. As I said, I'm doing business administration. That's the course I'm doing. Ever since I came to year one, this was the first position I had in this career. When people were contesting, actually, I appeared to show up because I was like, this people will not vote for me because, first of all, I'm a South Sudanese. Maybe they need Ugandan. But then when I remember I came when I had implemented a 7-month project and I was talking to people and I was like doing so many things. So when the EC, that electoral commissioner, moved out of the room. I don't know, I just gathered my energy and I came to contest. Just know we were around 7 to 11 who were competing for this same position. This position here, I really learned that it is just about showing up for people and like not thinking people will not go for you because you are coming from where. Just say what you believe is right for that. And when I won these positions, we were 7 to 11 around. So this opened my ways here in my career, and this is the journey I've walked because when you become a class representative, you coordinate with lecturers, we call them lecturers, coordinate with students. Some students lose their parent, you have to be there. You communicate lectures almost every day. You collect coursework, you pull up the people who have missing mark, like a lot of work. I've experienced so much role in these things, and this is a daily thing I do. Then the other thing is being a peer buddy. Peer buddy are college representatives who advocate for mental wellness among the fellow peers at college level, at university level. Like we are known for that. So I joined this thing when I was in year one, semester two. That's when I joined, and up to today, I'm still a part of that, and I became a college peer head. Like I am the one that mobilized the college peer buddies when there are events. So and then we do report for whatever we have done. People who are going through mental health, because in university people go through mental health issues, things like finances, academics, there are retakes, there are so many things people go through, relationships, a lot of things. So here we help support the fears, and this has also helped me to train myself as well. And in case the issue is really big, we can refer them to the counseling center. We have Mercury Counseling Center that are our partners, and we even communicate with students at college level, at class level. So that's one thing I've really learned so much here, and I've loved it. I'm so passionate about it. Then the other thing currently I'm in is volunteering as refugee youth advisor with Live Life Africa. Live Life Africa is an organization that works with water sanitation hygiene. So one day I had gone to American Embassy. I was invited for some program. And then I went and just listened, and then I gave my view because they asked for reaction. I gave my view. But the CEO of these organizations we just interact from there, and it just picked what I was saying. It was in my passion and all that. They said that you can become our refugee user advisor in this. So currently, if you go on Google, if you go on Google and you check, you'll see usually see my name there as refugee user advisor. And currently, we are working on uh water research on water in Raka district, and we are planning so many things. And here I've learned so many things from this organization. I mean, currently I've just joined, and every time I'm in the group that are telling me things, have given me opportunities and all that, and we are hoping to push forward. So those are the current personal progress. And then the achievements or the success. So in my due course, there are so many things that I can say, but these are the few of the things that I have put down. One is the outreach to one of the high school here in Kampala. That is Elite High School. That was organized by Makere South Sudan Student Association here. I was part of the participant, and I really tried to like present my point, and of course my venture part of it, of girls education and all that. I really felt like I was doing my role. And then I also participated in Lausa outreach. Lausa is my A level school, so we still have the bonds here. So we were able to visit this Rehabilitation Center in Pinji, this a prison for children. And then we went and talked to them, we gave them some small things, so what stuff like that. So I felt like I was doing my role. And then I also participate in outreach for that student in Manzi camp. That's my camp where I am coming from. This 2024. So we were there for 3 days. Then there's this program called Salam. This the program I've been coordinating also at hostel level when I was in one of the hostel called Jablani. So here we were able to organize Sambia's baby's home in Kansanga. So here I was able to meet orphans, kids, we did some work, cleaning, we washed clothes, we talk to them, the people who are taking care of them, and just try to give hope to some of them. Then the another thing was outreach of the student guild in Chukoni. We did some clean ups, we distribute fats, then we also gave protections like condoms, stuff like that. And then we try to talk to his students, because here at university there are a lot of mess, and we realize as a member of the student guild, we just need to talk to his students and provide what we can. And then the other thing was that I happened to visit Butiama. That's something I'm really grateful in Tanzania for Africa Mashariki Fest. This is a program that brings all yeah, Africa to have unity, something like that, and try to learn Kiswahili. That was the whole thing, and it was the legacy. We were trying to commemorate the legacy of Julius Nyerere. That was the whole thing. Then I happened to visit Kenya as well for Jesus Gathering. So Jesus Gathering brings Muslim and Christian together to just discuss things around, not trying to this one to say that we don't have to associate with Muslim, and this the program has been coordinating called Salam. Every Friday we would have it. Then also this year I visited Rwanda for Cornerstone retreat. So and then I had a retreat in Musana campus, but all these things they have just exposed me to meet many different people and like try to learn from people, and people also learn from me. Also, I graduated from Aspires Leaders Institute. That's initiative founded by Harvard University. Started this from August to October. But the good of it is these people, I think you guys can go and research from them, and you can even recommend people to apply for it. It's every year that they train people to learn so many things, professionalism and all that. And again, yesterday they told me to apply for seed funding. Yeah, I will apply for it. And it's just like a global grassroots programs. I'm hoping to for the best. I'm yet not applied, but I'm going to apply for it. I also graduate from ICDL Africa. This is for digital skilling program with 7 modules. I learned so many things about computer. So, and not only me, but for this program, I was also able to connect fellow fears to graduates and be part of this. There are some people who are connected and they have learned from all this, from Aspires, from ICDL, and I've talked of being a coordinator for Salam mentoring program from 2023-2025. I've also served as debate coordinator for Marquette South Sudanese Student Associations. And in the day I was going to Hanover, went for inter-university competition for debate, and there I won. We won the trophy, and that was my greatest joy because I stopped there and I was going to Hanover like tomorrow, and I like it was really something I was very proud about, and I've documented it. And then now,
Akuti,
eh,
Akuti, thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt. You have 5 minutes. So, like,
okay,
I would like to request you, like, to summarize and, like, just like you can read a few of them because you're sharing your screen. They are looking at your presentation. They can go through it. Even if we can share it with them after here, so that we can
okay,
create time for the next presenter.
okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
So the current one was the prize for rural women. I think Regina talked about it. I was part of the people, and I was happy that Umra trusted me, and I didn't know whether I would really be recognized